Hey, my name is Deborah Winters. Welcome to my YouTube channel, a place where you will hear conversations with ordinary people telling their extraordinary stories. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Their Stories. I'm sitting today with Angel Cortes. Welcome, right. Angel. Thank you for sitting with me.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I sat with his wife, Lolamar, a couple weeks ago. That I sat with Elisa.
Yes.
Yesterday.
And
nice. Oh my gosh, she's 17 and she's precious.
Mm-hmm.
That was a wonderful conversation. So, tell us a little bit about you, Angel. You grew up in church.
I did grow up in church. Yes.
Yes.
That was not my preference, but yeah.
So were you a rebellious young man?
Yes.
You were.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I would. I did something and I did bad things on the name opposite from what I was.
What you were taught. Now, how many siblings do you have?
I got three.
Okay.
So
there's four of you.
No, there's actually three.
There's three of you. You have two siblings.
Two sisters.
Okay,
yes.
Two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
The only guy.
Yes.
Why did I think you had a brother?
Firstborn. No.
Okay. Okay. So you were raised in church.
Yes.
And so you were rebellious. I mean, was there a point in time when you just totally walked away from God before you accepted Jesus?
Definitely.
Really?
Unfortunately.
What did that look like?
Bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Bad decisions and a little bit more bad decisions, and being rebellious against the Lord through not really choices that you actually choose, and it was chosen for you. Mm-hmm. It was never a relationship, obviously, and I did a lot of stuff that I probably regret.
We all have regrets, right?
One of the reasons I'm still standing right here, and I just want to tell the people out there, and if you're still breathing, if you're still watching this video, you are 100% survivor of all your mistakes, and that's why we still standing.
That is so good. Yes.
So you have grace in you. Remember that.
And something that Alyssa said yesterday is you're not alone. So good. Oh
my God, yes.
I mean, we're not alone.
Nope,
we have God walking with us every step of the way, don't we? Even when we walk away from Him, He's still there, calling out to us, come back, come back, come back, pursue it. He is in pursuit of us. Would you agree?
Wow, that's amazing. Yes.
Yes.
And I remember many stories where I was in places that I was not supposed to be, doing the things that we're not going to detail today. Yes. And I remember times where the Lord just showed up and did something completely out of the water.
Yes.
I was not expected.
Yes.
And we can tell stories, but I'm just going to give you this one.
Please do.
7 guys against one person, because we were 5. We were 5 of us, and there were 7. The opposite crew. Whatever lifestyle we choose not to live without the Lord.
Right.
The stupid stuff we do. So at the end of the day, it was 7 against 1. The other 4 of my friends, they were gone. And once again, the same problem we always fear, because the Bible says 366 times, do not fear. But we do fear.
We do.
Believe it or not, we do.
We do.
And I still do sometimes.
Still today, yes.
When that was me, myself, and I, because I was not in the Lord, there were 7 against me.
You were facing those 7.
Yes, and the story is going to stop right there, the details, because it's still...
But God intervened.
Oh, no, He actually showed up. I was able to receive punches, kicking on the floor, on the face, on the ground, and I never gave up. I ran, and then I got kicked again, and I ended up in a place that I went to a little lake. I jumped fences, and I jumped into this little house.
Running for your life.
I was running for my life at this point.
Okay, how old were you?
One of the guys, I was actually 18 years old, turning 19.
Okay.
And at that moment, that was 1991. I don't forget that. And that was a major, kind of like, I'm still looking for you.
Oh, God is still...
I'm still looking for you.
Yes.
And I end up in a house. And one of the guys that it's not longer on this planet, he was the trigger happy man. And the trigger happy man.
The gun?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They like to put people out of service. And that's me knowing this kind of guy, because it's from the opposite team. So I oh my God. I remember him saying, I just want to hit him in the mouth. because he talks a lot. So he talks a lot of junk. So, but we all the words. I'm not gonna talk about the words we use at that moment.
Right. Oh,
but
yes.
But you pretty sure you heard some of those. And when I heard that from that man, that was when instantly 1,000% fear on me. I could do nothing but run, bloody everywhere, and I end up in this house, and I am praying now. So remember, I was born and raised in church. So at this point, finally, I broke down.
Crying out to God.
I cried out in a way that I haven't done in my entire life.
Because you were facing death, right?
Yes, I knew this. I can feel that was gonna be my last day. So in that moment, I cried out, and the house I stopped. I jumped one more house. Now think about this. I have no reason to keep running because I'm gonna get it. It's a gun.
Right.
So I jumped to the next house and I start banging on the screen porch.
Okay.
And there's a sliding door, and I'm banging in there and I'm crying out.
Help me.
A person opens the door and he pulls me in because I'm actually on my knees by his door.
And
he grabs me by the shirt and drags me in, and he tells the other person that he called the police. Now I'm inside his house. I crawl under his dining table, and as I'm under the dining table,
oh my gosh,
you know what that man said? He said, "The Lord told me to open the door because tonight they were going to put a bullet inside your mouth."
Oh, this man said that to you?
Yeah, and he has no idea what we're going through.
Does he know you?
No, he doesn't know anything. And when he said that, it was like wow. It was a shocking moment that I realized, good Lord, you still watching for me, even though I'm such an idiot. And you know what happened? That guy was actually a pastor in the neighborhood.
Are you serious?
Yes. I had
now,
no idea.
was this your neighborhood?
Yes,
okay.
Like my parents' neighborhood.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. Wow.
And when this actually happened, obviously I kind of learned a lesson. And I went to church that next Sunday. So obviously.
Did you commit your life at that point in time? No.
I did not learn. That was not enough. But to sum it up, I think it was 11 years ago, or closer to a little over 11 years ago, that I was going to put an end to my life. And I was driving at 90 miles an hour.
So you weren't married to Lola?
No. I have been married to other people. No.
Okay.
I was married to another person, and then I broke the relationship with another person. And at the end of the day, my parents didn't want to talk to me. My kids didn't want to talk to me. Obviously, I got now 2 exes that hate me, and the child support system, because I got kids at this time, that were after me. And
you have three children.
Actually, I had 2 at that time. Yes, okay. And one in the process. One
in the making.
Okay. Coming out of the oven. Yes.
So you said I can't.
That was back then, but 11 years ago, that's when the Lord. My kids are already older than that.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, I miss.
It's okay.
But yeah, my kids
we're
were
gonna
teenagers.
Keep up.
My kids were teenagers at that point, and I trying to just end it all up. Even though I knew where the final destination would be.
Wow, yeah.
And this is the time where he actually showed up.
So where were you?
I was doing 95 miles an hour on a highway, 417.
And you were going to end your life.
I was going to hit that bridge that I already looked at it a couple of times before.
Wow, you were contemplating this.
I was tired of this.
Wow.
Deborah, I'm telling you, I was tired of life. I was tired of religion. I was tired of people. You know, sometimes the people closest to you are the ones that you gotta watch. The Bible talks about that. And at that moment, he got on my radio, he talked to me, and I was already driving into the grass. My truck was spinning.
You had left
I left the concrete. Yes, I left the highway, and I'm already on the way to the place that the Lord took me from.
So what happened?
That's what, I don't know what happened. I mean, he talked to me and he told me, your life.
What happened to the vehicle?
Well, the vehicle was driving in the mud, but at this time I'm completely in my head. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm crying. I'm out of the socket. My truck is full of mud, and I end up, now listen to this. I end up after he came up on the radio. I heard this voice that said,
on the radio.
This is not yours to take away. You didn't get it. I gave it to you. my life.
So was it a song or was someone speaking?
It was someone speaking.
Okay. And that got your attention?
Oh no, it got my attention to the point that I closed my eyes and I just blanked out. I opened my eyes. I don't know if it was 10, 15 minutes later. I'm just dying, choking. I can barely breathe.
Where are you?
I'm back in the pavement with all the stain marks of the truck running around. My truck has got mud in the roof. It's got mud in the windows.
And you're on the pavement.
I get off. Yeah, I'm on the pavement. Now that was a hill.
Yes.
How do I get off from that hill back on the pavement? I still can't explain that to myself.
So was the car sitting there? Had you come to a stop?
Yes. I came to a stop and I'm in the side of the road. I'm still a little bit on the grass, but I'm still on pavement.
Okay.
I get off the vehicle. I'm looking at the concrete wall. I'm looking at the truck. This makes no sense. I go down on my knees and I say, I'm tired. Thank you. But this is it. I don't want to live for me anymore. This needs to change now.
And he met you
it
there.
It needs to change now. Take me. I know how powerful you are. I see what you do with other people. But you never done it with me. Obviously, I was ungrateful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what happened after that? Did you go to church?
I was supposed to go out that night drinking with some of my friends. I mean, obviously, the typical alcohol. So I went to my parents. I was so broken down. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up in my parents' house. And when I went to my parents' house, there was, I think it was 8 different people in there. My sisters, my mom,
at their
my
house.
Dad. Yes,
but you weren't living with them.
No.
But you went. That's where you chose.
I went there.
Yeah.
So when I went there, everybody pretty much was there. And my nephew, he was listening to a song, and the song that he was listening to on the computer, he was sitting in the living room. I think it was 10 o'clock at night or 11 or something like that. It was I'm breaking chains. I'm breaking the chains that got you attached. And I'm taking your pain.
Wow.
And if you need to listen to the video, maybe I'll send it to you so you can see it. It's in Spanish, obviously, but so that broke me even more. So I started vomiting in the middle of the living room.
Throwing up,
yes.
Now, was everyone awake in the living room?
Everybody was there like a show. It was like a live video.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, it's just a funny part of the story, because I was asking the Lord to take away the cigarettes, which I think is a silly way to waste your lungs. and I started vomiting, and my vomiting didn't smell like throwing up or food. It actually was ashes from the cigarette. Like if you literally disintegrate a cigarette and you turn it into nicotine ashes.
That's what you were throwing up.
That's what I was throwing up. And that moment I went obviously to the bathroom. They started cleaning up, and I literally passed out. The next day in the morning, it was Sunday. That was Saturday night. So Sunday morning, my dad, which he hasn't been in church for a long time. I mean, he had not been in church.
So they raised you in church, but he had not been. Okay.
He walked away. He didn't do silly like me, but he walked away, and he was stand neutral. Just like the Bible describes that, if you're sitting stand still, you're not
right.
You're not doing good.
If you're not going forward, you're going backwards.
But
right?
he was hurt by people, and he took it on the Lord.
Unfortunately, that happens in church.
That happens in church. Yes, he was everywhere. He's is a man of service. This man is dedicated his life to help other people, and he's an amazing person. And for many years, I didn't like him because he was so by the book. Yeah, he was so by the book.
Strict.
That's a nail. And I was not. So I didn't like him at all. And now, today, as I'm talking to you, I have just become him.
Oh, you are your daddy?
Listen, people, this is another funny part of the video. I get tickets on I-4, Interstate 4.
You mean like speeding tickets?
Speeding tickets. But listen, for going slow.
You do?
No.
Are you serious?
I'm not supposed to admit this in public, but Yeah, I have gotten tickets for going slow. I get people to flick me off. Now, remember, I'm doing 70 in a 70-mile zone. That makes you slow. But when I got the ticket, I was doing actually 60. And I got the ticket because he pulled me over because he's got the sirens behind me. As I did not move fast enough because I actually went to the grass.
Okay.
I got a ticket for impedance traffic, like move out law.
Okay.
So there's a move out law that if you don't go faster than an ambulance, you got to get out of the way instantly.
Oh, and you did.
I don't know. Somehow I find out to get a ticket for that. So, but what I'm saying is, if you want to be a good person, you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
But you still need Jesus.
Okay, so back to that Sunday, your dad had not been in church.
Yes.
So what happened?
So what happened? Obviously, my mom invited me to a special service.
Okay.
And that Sunday, yes, and I was awake because I kind of like had a good night's sleep. I was completely out.
Yes.
And when I go to the service, my father is dressed for church.
Oh.
And I know how we dress for church. So I said, like, where are you going? He goes, I'm going to go with you. Because I want to hold you down
Oh my gosh.
for that moment. And I still remember, like, it just happened last week.
And now you were not 18 or no? How old were you? At this
No,
point?
that was 11 years ago.
Okay,
don't make me do this, but I'm 52. So I'm 52, so I'm talking about 11 years ago. So that's when I was, when the Lord said, that's it.
Wow.
This end of the game. This end of the game. So you're going to play ball hard. And that's what
so
I did.
this happened 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. So you went to church and that was...
So I went to church and obviously my dad went with me, which that was shocking. Uh-huh. And when we got there's a church that probably fit 120 people, the building code. Uh-huh. And there was a lot more people than that. So it was like there was people in the hallway, there was people in the bathroom hall, the place.
It was an overflow.
It was an overflow of people. And when I got there, obviously I'm sitting in the back of the wall right next to a corner, and my dad is standing right next to me and all this stuff. And the service is going, the praising is going. It's a good service.
The worship.
The worship is going. Yeah, the praising is going, and it feels like a good place, but I feel so out of whack. You know, you don't belong to a place, and I was still feeling that feeling, even though I knew what happened a couple of hours ago.
Right.
So when they give the pastor invited from another church to start
come down and accept Jesus.
To come up to the altar and start talking, preacher. He was going to be the preacher of the day. So he grabs the mic and he goes, I have no idea what's going on in this building today, but something is going to happen, and the Lord keeps telling me to change my message. So the message was, Jesus is your friend. Okay. And we still have a video somewhere, and not a video, a recording of the service. And as this is happening, I have a thought from heaven, like it's like, this is for you.
Oh wow!
So I start busting out,
crying.
Yes, I bust out crying, and obviously, as this is going on, he started going. He said, "There's one person in here that the Lord has separated just for you." I heard you. He said, I heard you. I heard you crying. You finally hit rock bottom. And when you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else to look but up. So when I look up, obviously he made the call. He rarely preached. I'm sorry, this is not really the proper way to do it.
No, it's okay. It's all good. It's great.
He keeps on talking and at some point he talks about how I lost my phone, and my phone was full of bad stuff that a lot of people watch, the stuff that we don't want to talk about, and he even mentioned that part. He said, I took your phone away from you.
Oh wow.
Because what the people, your contacts and your friends and your people in your phone, they are the reason why you are on the bottom. Wow. And I'm gonna take away your habits. I'm gonna make you new. I'm gonna give you a new name.
Yes.
And he said, if that person is here, you need to come up front right now because this is your last chance.
He was reading your mouth.
And he said, this is your last chance. There's no other breaks. This is it.
So did you run?
So obviously. So I ran and I tripped and I went face forward. Yes.
You fell down?
I fell and toppled barely to the altar. So I had my hands like that. I was still on the ground. So I flipped up and I'm on the ground, face front. And literally almost dying, crying and screaming. I don't know, for some reason the Lord gave me this this awkward thing that I can intercede and cry and it's still, I still carry that on. But you know, when that happened, the whole church was there praying, doing all kinds of shit. I got liberated. I was filled up. I got free that day.
Oh my gosh.
I had things on me that they were the screaming things that they were screaming. They were not me. They were the things inside of me.
Oh wow, coming out.
Yes, it was coming.
So you went through deliverance that day.
Yes.
And that was a pivotal moment. I mean, everything changed.
No, I never had. I have bad days sometimes with traffic, obviously, but I have never ever had a bad moment like from that point on. My life completely changed. I'm completely different mind, completely different behavior.
You severed all those relationships.
My bad habits got dropped instantly. My friends just started talking to me different. When they actually were praying and doing those things that they're about to be done with me, right? And I looked to the side and said, if anybody else wants to give up, then come back. Now that the Bible talks about the 99.
Oh, yes.
So the other person, I don't know if it was me or if it was my dad.
Oh.
But it was a buy one,
get one. So
one.
did your dad come back to the Lord at that point?
Yes. It was like buy one, get one.
BOGO.
It was a BOGO, and that BOGO, I think the Lord, once again, what he does all the time, he outdone himself.
Yeah.
Miraculously. And I have no idea why he did that with me, but I have a lot of ideas why he did it to me and my father, and especially at that moment. And to this day, I cannot tell you how I have something that I just wish I can just do it every day, every moment of my life. And it's telling people that what happened to me can happen to you.
That's right.
It can happen to you today.
Yes.
It can happen to you next week.
Yes.
It can happen to you anytime.
Yes,
And I have no idea, but you know what you need to do? You don't need to purposely hit rock bottom like I did.
Right.
I was purposely looking for the end.
Yeah.
And we don't have to.
You don't have to get
We don't have to.
That low.
That's not our choice. That's not our duty. Our duty is the opposite of that.
Right.
And because I went there and it was not his plan.
So it wasn't hard after that day.
Oh no. It don't matter what I go through. Going to the courthouse, I already knew who I was going to.
The courthouse for what?
For child support and stuff like
okay,
that. Because I still have the kids. Yeah, I still have the bad relationships with other people.
Oh yeah.
And I still have the bad reputation.
Yeah.
So little by little, the Lord has started changing my behavior. I moved with my parents. I mean,
you moved in with them.
I spent 4 years with them.
4 years, okay.
4 years with them, and then after the end of 4 years, I met my current wife.
Yes, she told us about that.
Yeah.
So you had only been with the Lord for 4 years when you guys met for coffee.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, not the coffee.
Yes.
She talked about the coffee.
She did talk about the coffee.
Yes. Cut the video.
No. I mean, and the Facebook picture, you and the girl.
Oh no! Wow.
Oh
yes.
yeah, and
that was actually my sister.
I know. She shared that in the video. You guys have to go back and watch.
And
the videos.
Sometimes we have to be intentional. I'm wearing a hat that says "Prayer Warrior." I don't think I'm completely there yet, but I'm declaring that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I had problems with religious people right here, but so did Jesus. You know that?
He did. That's right.
He did.
And a strong memory I have of you, Angel. I knew who you were at church. We were in church together, but I would go to prayer at the church on Saturday morning.
Yes.
And oh my gosh! Yeah. So
that was my secret weapon.
So
That's my secret
our
weapon.
church, we have prayer every day of the week, and they meet for an hour every day. But on Saturdays is when I could go to church because
Yes.
I work during the week.
Me too.
And so Angel would come in Lillamar, and this man, I mean, he would sob. I mean, the wailing and the crying and before God. So that's that prayer warrior. That's that prayer intercession. You were there. You were involved. You were doing it, and that was just amazing.
Yeah.
In fact, after service, after the prayer was over, you wouldn't hug because I'm a mess. You would be soaking, and you've been blowing your nose and all of that stuff. So those are wonderful memories that I have of you as a intercession prayer warrior. Yeah. So
And can I say something?
Oh.
Especially for you, but
yes,
obviously for
absolutely.
people. I really thought I knew how to pray, but when you pray and you do it in your room, when you're doing publicly, or you're doing it in church, or you walk around, you can do it standing, you can go down on your knees. But the Bible talks about going to your secret place, because when you go in your secret place, it's just you and Him,
Right.
and the Holy Ghost, and it's a personal connection. And when we go there, and I remember many years before this, 11 years ago, I will pray so much different. I will always be asking for stuff.
Yeah.
When you start asking, the next thing that happens after you're asking, you start demanding, because you're doing the right thing. So you're going to church. So you're not drinking. So you're not having sex with wild people or random people or doing crazy nonsense, right? You know what I'm saying?
No drugs.
So you literally, technically doing the religious thing by the book. But now you feel like you earn the right to ask. So when you start asking the Lord, you ask and you demand, and that's when your prayers get distorted and they get damaged. They get damaged because you're asking, and you're not only asking, you're demanding. It's like, but Lord, I don't know if you ever done this, but I remember years ago, but Lord, change me, make me new, just because, just because. But no. My heart was not right. My prayer was not right. So when I finally end up learning and having this experience that I will not forget, I'm telling you, I remember every detail like it just happened last week or yesterday or something. It's that we need to ask the Lord to take away. If you ask the Lord to take away, what is He going to take away? He's not going to take away your joy, obviously. Right. Because He is joy. He's not going to take away His love, because He is love. So He's not going to take away the stuff that you need. He's going to take away the stuff that you don't. So what happens when you go down and you get serious and you say, Lord, take away my snappiness, my quickness, my reaction to any words, my reaction to do anything. Why don't you take away from me the urge of wanting to have too much? I want every new car out there. Oh, I want everything new. I want the most fancy things in my life. I want prosperity gospel.
Prosperity gospel.
So when you talk about prosperity gospel, anything you put in front of the word gospel, it should be nothing unless you want to water down and break it down. If you want to break down the gospel and you want to water down, you put prosperity gospel, or you put the other gospel. My God,
help me.
Progressive gospel. So when you put those kind of words in front of gospel, I don't think you're really going down to the Jesus mode. That's what we're supposed to do. Remember that? So the only thing that, if you're going to put anything in front of the word gospel, put transforming gospel.
That's good.
Because transformation, it's what happened to me. I was born and raised in church, but that didn't help. The building didn't do anything for me. My pastors in previous lives, they did try really hard. They were good pastors. They were good people, but I was the one. Once again, I was the one. My free will, I use it for my own destruction, because that's what I did. I used my own free will to my own destruction. So when you pray now, please listen to this. This actually works. I have no idea why I have favor from the Lord, because I did not earn it. I did not deserve it. I I wanted it.
Right.
Obviously, I wanted it.
Right.
But I don't think I qualify for it. And when you don't qualify for something, then you don't earn it. So then you don't need it, and then you don't have to have it. But His mercy and His grace is so powerful, and then you get it.
Well, there's a pruning process. You know,
you mean the hard part?
Well, you know, and when a prayer I pray, you know, I just lay it down. I just lay it all down on the altar. Even as recently as in the last couple of weeks, Pastor Sean at Family Worship Center was talking about the Anointed One, and we're anointed for specific things, and we can fill our lives with busy things.
Oh my God!
We can fill our lives with good things, but
they're good things. Yes.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, a lot of them are church things, but just good organizations. But what is it He really wants? What is He? Where does He want you to spend your time? So I've had to go. So I've been going through a process.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh my God, you are so awesome.
Yes, because I mean, the last couple of weeks, it's like, okay, I'm just going to I've made a list of all the things that consume my time, that I devote time to. And it's like, help me figure out what's important to you.
Yes.
What makes you happy, and what am I most anointed for? What am I? What would bring you pleasure the most? Well, one of those things that was at the top of the list is this YouTube channel, which when I go to sit with people and record and get their story, there's such an excitement and a joy because the purpose is to share the love of Jesus, and there's hope. And in this day and age, people don't have a lot of hope. Where we are after coming through the COVID situation, people just are afraid, they're anxious, and they don't have hope. They're scared. And so that's one of the things that I know that God, His anointing is on that. So, but drilling down, so I had to come to a point where, okay, you can have it all.
My God,
this is not
good.
not important.
That's good.
What's important to you is important to me. Remove distractions.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
So, distractions.
Yes.
When do you know that this main purpose and everything you're doing like 3 events in one day?
Oh my gosh.
How do you know which one is distraction?
Are you
That's a good one.
Is that a
I'm
rhetoric?
asking you.
You're asking me for real? You want me to answer the question?
I thought you were going to ask me stuff, but I'm asking you just
that.
Just that part.
This is not about me. It's about you.
When do we realize that everything we're doing, it's been mixed up with distractions?
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard to know.
It is. And they're all 3 of those things are good things.
Yeah.
We're
Exactly.
not talking about bad, so we're talking about things that, you know, church-related things even.
And that's, once again, that's when I come back and say, Lord, take away from me what's not from you. Take it away. Please take it away. I know it's going to hurt because some of them people and that stuff that when I'm asking you to take away from me, it might be friends that I enjoy being with.
Yes.
It might be.
Yes.
I'm not going to say this. Don't make me do this.
Don't.
Make me,
what is it? Don't call out names.
Family members.
Oh, family members.
Kick them out. Not kick them out in a bad way.
Yeah. But just basically
pray for them.
Pray for them.
Just pray for them.
And maybe
and try not to push them down your agenda or your throat, because they could be the ones that just need your prayers. And they could be,
maybe limit your interaction.
Yes. Because I mean, I make a living on a mechanical field, and being in a mechanical field, there's things that drain other things. And when you have something draining something else, you just don't know where it's coming from. Think about that. It's called troubleshooting.
Yes. In the natural.
So that's all natural. But if we start troubleshooting our life, and if you don't know where your negative ground is broken, or when your juice, your battery plus, it's going down, most likely we know about 12 volts. Most people know, or even 3 volts or 5 volts in a cell phone, and the phone that's filming this. So, but when you're going down, and battery power. Even if it's in a truck, if it's in a trailer, even trailers got power because they got reefers and stuff like that. Or when you go down in your phone, what do? That's an easy answer.
You charge it.
You plug it up. Actually, it's plug it up.
Yeah.
You don't charge it. The charger charges it.
Yeah.
I got her. I just wanted to do that. So I got you.
Plug it into the outlet, which is where the
source.
power source comes from.
It's called the source for a reason. And
Yes.
her source, it's up there.
Yes.
And my source, it's up there. We're literally related in the blood.
Yeah, we are.
So,
we're
brothers
we're
and sisters, we're family. So once again, I'm not talking bad about your family. I'm not talking about my family, neither your family. I'm just saying that we need to pray to take away. And once the Lord starts taking away stuff from you, you're going to have a clear vision.
Yes.
This is not disruptive.
Right.
It's not entertained by anything.
Oh, yeah.
Which we have a lot of
We
entertainment.
do have a lot of entertainment. Mindless, useless. And entertainment it could be watching a movie or TV, but I mean, if that's all your time is there, it's idleness.
We missed it.
Right.
We missed it somewhere.
Right.
And it's really sad because we can miss it real quick. And I don't want to just get off this subject. This is really good. But Adam, at the beginning, when the Lord created him, one of the first problems, it wasn't sin. Sin was not the problem at that moment. It was that he was going to be lonely. And what did he do? He created a female, the helper, the woman. So when he did that, he knows that we need each other. Yes. Like Proverbs says, iron sharpens iron. So if I'm a butter knife, I don't think a butter knife can sharpen anything.
It spreads back.
It just spreads goodness, but it's not really sharpening tool. Right. It's not a sharpening tool. So if you have a person like yourself that you can use your technology and your knowledge and your skills of a good speaker or your anointing, because you're anointed.
Right.
And even if people don't want to give you the credit for it, the credit doesn't come from humans. When Jesus said, follow me, did he say follow the church? Or did he say follow the people? He said, follow me.
Follow him. Yeah.
Jesus,
and that's what we're striving.
We're doing the right thing.
And that's what we should be striving to do that. And I heard just in the last couple of weeks after I'm going through this process, I heard an interesting, and I don't know who it was that said it, but because if you volunteer for everything, every good thing, you could be depriving someone that's really called for that job. So if you step back, then that other person that's called to really do that well can step up to that position. Isn't that good?
Absolutely.
Because we all work together.
Yes. And when you talk about that service and helping others and pushing people through their purpose, and that's really good, because even the apostles, right, the disciples, there was Peter and there was John, and they were all there, right? When those guys, Jesus was going to go away to pray, he took the strongest one with him, right? And what happened to them? They fall asleep. Oh, no!
I mean, think about it.
I have fallen asleep before in a prayer.
Yes.
But it was a day of 13 hours. As a matter of fact, yesterday I worked 13 and a half hours.
Oh my goodness.
So I was tired. So when you go down and you pray, you could fall asleep. It's not sin. Trust me, you're not doing anything bad. But it's
But he said to them twice, he came out, they were asleep.
Yes.
Can't you even pray with me in 1 hour?
An hour. 1 hour.
1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was Jesus.
The
heavy duty ones.
Yeah.
Those were the heavy duty ones. Now, we're not talking about Thomas, because he was not
doubting Thomas.
The doubting Thomas. He's like, oh man, I don't believe that. And even Judas was at the table.
Wow.
He kissed Jesus.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, imagine that.
I've been listening.
Jesus and then sold him out like that. It was nasty.
So
that is what.
We're totally off the subject,
like that.
but I was listening to the story. It's in my Bible. I read through the Bible. I listen to the Bible app, And
I love that. Oh,
I love it too. But
use your phone for something.
Yes,
She said that.
yes, I did. I listened to the Dwell app, which is really awesome.
Oh my God.
But anyway, but they were talking about the story of Judas and how when he was remorseful and he went back to the Sanhedrin and said, "Take this money because I've done something wrong.
Yes.
The man is not guilty." Mm-hmm. And they kicked him out and said, "Oh,
get out of here."
But and then he went out and hung himself. Right? He committed suicide. And I had this thought. Well, am I thinking, if he had just went to Jesus and said, I've messed up. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Well, once again, he should have went to the source.
Yes.
He did not
go
to the source.
He just went and killed himself because he was overcome with guilt and condemnation. Yeah.
People's attitude.
I mean, that could have been a different, not, it's
turning
Bible
point.
Is a Bible.
A super turning point,
but
yes.
Seriously, if he had just went to Jesus like you did that night and said, "Forgive me, I have messed up."
I'm done.
Jesus was there. He met you. And he said, welcome into my kingdom. I'm your Lord and Savior. So you can have this. You can experience this. It's easy just to accept Jesus, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. Once again, you don't have to hit rock bottom or you don't have to try to pull the ticket, because where you're going is not the place that you were designed for, honestly. And that was created for the devil, for Satan, Lucifer, whatever names you want to call him. But he does have knowledge, and when he got kicked out of heaven, he took almost 1/3 of the angels.
Yes,
Imagine that good, how good he is. And I gotta say this real quick. He is so persistent, and he is the enemy of your soul, right? Other than this one, because this one is bad. No. So
are you talking flesh?
We're talking flesh here. Oh no, Lord, please, Jesus. So the enemy is so persistent and so good at what he does. He still has the power of all the stuff that he's done bad to this world, and he rules a lot of this stuff, right? So when he got kicked out of heaven, his purpose is for you not to make it.
Right.
Where he got kicked
and
because he knows exactly what heaven looks like.
And he'll bring those distractions.
Yes.
He does that.
You know, he knows what heaven looks like, and you know he's been there, and you know he uses Bible too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we think the devil is going to come and use drugs, like the opposite sex that looks really nice, which that actually used to work, and he come and brings vicious cycles, drugs, addictions, and
he can even bring good things.
Oh yeah,
to be a distraction.
that's what I mean. He brings good stuff, and those within the mix, you get once again distracted and confused.
Right.
And that's happening to a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
That's happening.
Even today.
I've seen it, and the sad part for me nowadays, today, right? And for me, the saddest part today is that seeing the church getting watered down. Yeah. Seeing a pastor apologizing for what the Bible is saying. Yeah. That's heartbreaking to me.
Yeah, it is.
And it makes me cry really bad when I see somebody apologizing for what the Bible says. If you ever go to a church, or if you ever go to a place and they tell you that everything is well and done and your free will is for yourself and you should use it for you, you need to surrender. Right. That's what happened to me. I think I finally surrendered to everything I knew. Because now remember, I was born and raised in church. I thought I knew it all. Right. But I was using it against me. So when I hit rock bottom, I surrendered and I said, "It's your turn. You run me. I'm just here for you. I'm just here watching. I'm just here."
You just lay it down.
I just grabbed popcorn and I said, "Watch what he's gonna do." Do you think I worry? Yes, sometimes I do worry.
Yeah,
but I worry
right?
about a lot.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing his will. Yeah. And I get people aggravated with me.
They do?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say my wife, I'm not gonna say my daughter, I'm not gonna mention
my family. We're not gonna mention any names.
But I'm not gonna mention any names, but they get aggravated. Because I don't have this feeling of going and doing and enjoying my life. I got this urge to tell people that what happened to me, it can happen to them. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sold out. You're sold out, aren't you?
I'm done, and this is it.
You're all
and
in.
If you don't like it, you need to step out of the way, because I'm gonna put some Jesus in your face, and I'm gonna rub it in. I'm gonna rub it in, man. I don't care.
Oh my God, this is awesome. Well, we've been talking almost 45 minutes.
Oh Lord, no way.
Oh yes,
really?
Yes, way. When you talk about Jesus, time
where's the
flies.
script? We didn't have no script.
We don't have
Oh
scripts.
no, there's
no
no need for script. No.
So hopefully you have received something from this conversation today, right?
Yes, I hope so. I really hope so, because my life is completely different. I see things that I never seen before, even though I was believing for it. Now I see miracles. I mean, he's your doctor. I have many stories, but not today. Today's not the doctor day, but I got many stories. It's mind blowing. Heart attacks with no medication. A week later, back to work to this day. And I'm not going to talk about that, because I get excited again. And I'm talking about, like, I'm 52. I used to be fit. Now I'm a little heavyweight. So, but I still feel the joy.
Yeah.
And I don't
You're
care.
sold out, aren't you?
I'm in. And the part of this that does not wear out. It doesn't wear out. So people said, well, I'm tired of the gospel. I'm tired of not seeing miracles in my life. Do the prayers. Go backwards. Don't ask for more. So if you got two hands full, where can you grab it? I mean, unless you got skills with your foot or something like that. But you need to empty your hands.
Yeah.
And you need to ask for less. When you ask for less, the Lord knows what you need.
Yeah,
He knows how many hairs you got in your head.
Yes, He does.
He knows He made you.
Yes, He
And
did.
now, are you closing up or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're closing up, I'm gonna leave it with this, right? This is something. It took me almost a year to get it in and burning, to label into me, and prep. It was so powerful to me, because I made one of the biggest sacrifices that I ever made. I worked in Orlando, and I traveled back home to Family Worship Center to listen to this and see how much I can filter in and keep inside of myself of Bible. Because if you need something nowadays, trust me, it's not your opinion. It's not the opinion of your neighbor. It's not the opinion of your mother or your father, neither of your friends. Or it's the opinion of the Lord.
Yes.
It's what the Lord said.
At the end of the day, you're going to stand before Him.
And I'm going to tell you.
And that's all that will matter, right?
And I'm going to tell you, this actually blows my mind. Every time I say it, it blows my mind, because it feels like I'm refreshing myself. It feels like when I tell people this, they go like, no. No.
Tell us.
Oh God, no. Now I'm gonna say it just one time. If you wanna say it twice, you're gonna have to press play again. But when the first man was created, the Lord gave him a breath of life. Remember that part in the Bible? At the beginning, right? So me having divorces and stuff, they do DNA testing. So the DNA testing includes saliva, includes liquids or your body, blood and saliva. So when the Lord made the first man, which is you and I, including her, she don't look like a boy, but she is part of the deal.
All female.
Yes, she's all female, straight up, right? We all straight up.
Straight.
You know where we're going?
Yes.
Straight up.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, one day we will. So with that, when He put His mouth into us, and He blew, He breathed that, He left something on us, which is DNA. And that DNA has what? Eternity. You heard that? That DNA left eternity. So when you live in your life without the willing of God, you will always search to fill that eternity. You have to.
You'll never be satisfied.
You'll never be satisfied. You always look. You look for money. You look for drugs. You look for heaven. You look for things. You look for the world. You look for you look for approval. And none of this stuff is gonna fill your eternity.
Right.
So when you actually hit rock bottom, and there's nothing else in your soul, begging nothing but to fill that eternity, hollowness, emptiness, it's Him.
Right.
So the reason you feel lonely, the reason you feel weak, the reason you're always searching for the next Oh,
The next thing, yes.
The next thing, oh, this is it, this is my year. Everybody at the end of the year is, this is my year. I'm gonna rock, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And you fail again. Before Valentine's Day. Before Valentine's Day, you already crashed. Right?
Yes.
It's because you cannot fill yourself with eternity because it's on you. You carry the Lord's eternity on your DNA. So if you can get close to God, you can get close to Jesus, you can get close to the Holy Spirit. That's it.
Right.
There's nothing else.
Nothing.
We know people with money that they
They're
put
not
themselves
happy.
out.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say Hollywood? I'm sorry.
He did.
No mind. Cut.
Oh my gosh.
I'll
okay.
let you in, but that's it, man. I mean, if eternity, if you want to feel your void, because that's what it feels like a lot of times, it's not your own willing, it's not your own power, it's the power of the Trinity.
Yeah.
It's real. It's still here. 2022. Yes. That's why I'm still here. That's why she's probably still standing here.
And you know what? They can have it too. You can have it too.
Definitely.
It's easy. So I do this. I try to do this after every conversation.
Okay.
So let's just do a salvation request,
a
prayer.
Yeah.
So Father, thank you for today. Thank you for Angel's life. Thank you for his testimony. Right now, if you're out there and you don't know Jesus, it's easy. So you just simply come to him with a humble heart.
Yes.
And you just pray and you say, Father, I have sinned. Lord, I have sinned.
Hallelujah.
I want you, Lord. I want you in my life and my heart.
Jesus.
Forgive me of my sins.
Thank you, Holy
Make
Spirit.
me new.
Yes.
Take away all the bad, all the junk. Cleanse my heart, cleanse my mind. And he's just waiting for you to ask him to come in.
Yes.
So that's all you have to do is forgive me. I have sinned, and cleanse me from all of that junk. And he will.
He will.
And you know, he's it's just an easy thing. It's not a hard thing, right?
And the hardest part is for you to say this with your own heart.
Yes.
Because if you just say it from the mouth forward, bad news. But if you go deep inside, or you know how to talk to other people, or you cry over your kids doing anything silly, and it breaks your heart, let the Holy Spirit break your heart.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
That's easy.
If you're gonna surrender to anything because you're tired, surrender to the Lord.
That's right. Just give it to him.
That's it.
And he'll make you a new person.
Yeah, he does. I'm
He'll
proof.
give joy
I'm right here.
and happiness.
I can
Not
prove
that
yes.
every day is on the mountaintop.
No.
Because there's valleys. You go through difficult times. But
And your battery needs to be plugged in.
To the source. Okay, we're going to end on that. Bless you guys. Thank you, Angel. It was awesome.
No, I'm telling you,
and
you're
a
amazing.
prayer warrior.
I am. I'm gonna keep saying it until it happens.
Well, it's happening. You're in process. We're all in process. Okay, guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, God is real. Thank you.